Most web application developers install Apache, MySQL, and PHP on their local development systems so they can develop and test their code before uploading it to a production server. There are a number of ways of doing this, and which strategy you select depends on what's most important to you. If you want the most control over your environment, you might want to use individual components. On Windows, that means you'll download individual components from each vendor. Apache from the Apache Foundation, PHP from the PHP website, and MySQL from MySQL.com. On Mac OS X, Apache and PHP are already included. You just need to know how to start up Apache and how to activate PHP. You'll still get MySQL, though, from MySQL.com. And on Linux, you can download everything with a command line interface called apt-get, a package manager. You'll be able to download and install everything with just a few commands. I'll show you all these individual component strategies on all three operating systems in this course. But if you want to get started more quickly or just want more ease of use, you might consider one of the many software bundles that are available that include Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Here are some of the benefits of each of these bundles. WAMP Server on Windows is one of the most popular bundles. It includes everything you need to get started, and it installs quickly and easily. MAMP is available for both Mac and Windows, as is XAMPP. XAMPP is actually available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, as is Bitnami. If you're just looking for the fastest, most foolproof installations, I recommend WAMP Server or MAMP on Windows. Or on OS X, MAMP again. In both cases, the installations are very simple with not that many options, and there aren't too many ways to go wrong. If you're looking for more complete bundles with more software than just Apache, MySQL, and PHP, you might consider XAMPP, which includes an FTP server component, and the Windows version even includes an email server. Or if you want to work with some of the popular MVC frameworks for PHP, such as Zend Framework or Cake PHP, you might select Bitnami. One of the things you always have to worry about is port management. Apache and MySQL listen on ports, numeric values. And the basic rule is that each port can only be used by one software component at a time. MAMP can help you manage this on both Mac and Windows. It lets you easily switch back and forth between the standard ports for Apache and MySQL and alternative ports. And another thing to know is that Bitnami on Mac typically uses port 8080 for Apache, unless you follow certain steps to install it as the root user. Before you install a new bundle, you should typically uninstall or deactivate all of your other Apache and MySQL installations. And that's because of this port management rule. There can only be one software product listening on each port at a time. So start with a clean system. This course covers a lot of strategies, but the goal shouldn't be to install all of them. Choose the one that works for you, or if you're watching a particular lynda.com course and the instructor is using a particular AMP stack and you want to follow along, uninstall or deactivate all the other AMP stacks, then install the one that you want. You just need to make sure nothing else is listening on these standard ports, port 80 or 3306. I show how to detect port conflicts for both Mac and Windows in the last chapter of this course. And I also provide some other troubleshooting tips. So choose the bundle you want or the individual components you want. Start with a clean system and then follow through the steps for the installation. If you have trouble, if certain server components, for example, won't start up, check and make sure that you don't have any other software products listening on those ports, and then try the installation again.